Springtime brings many wonderful things, and one of those is wedding season. Each year, a few fun trends seem to make their way onto the wedding scene, and my next guest is here to tell us all we need to know as we start planning for the big day. Event planner Melanie Rossiter from 20 and Creek joins me to share 5 details you may want to consider for your wedding celebration. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
It's so nice to have someone who is in the know come and tell us what all the good things are this year.
Yes, we're seeing so many fun things we'd love to share.
Okay, well, I'm excited. You have several things, and one is that we saw a little of last year. It's a certain way to pipe wedding cakes.
Yes, so think of that vintage style cake, that Lambeth icing, that's just that intricate detail, the nod to that vintage look. Think of something, maybe your parents or grandparents, their cake would be designed after that. And like you mentioned, we saw it last year, and it's definitely continuing into 2025, are those vintage cakes.
Well, yeah, because I feel like we went through that naked cake era,
Yes.
right? Very minimalist. It's kind of the opposite of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. I think it's so pretty. And Lambeth. I hadn't heard that term before, so that's something we can think about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at that. So pretty. Yeah, very like vintage and fanciful. And you're seeing a lot of that.
Yes, we are. And even cake toppers are really coming back in a big way as well.
Had those gone away?
Yeah,
I didn't really know.
They were a little bit more simple. We saw a lot more florals. We still see a lot of florals, but cake toppers are coming back.
Okay, I love this idea. Now, this next one I had to look up last night because I'd never heard Parent Trap core. So we're talking about the movie.
Yes.
And the style that was in the Parent Trap.
Yes, who is not inspired by the Parent Trap, especially those fun wedding scenes? And brides are leaning into that. Think of the gloves, the pearl details, boat necklines, that really classic chic silhouette that's minimalist, but a nod to Elizabeth James that is so fun and classic.
Oh my gosh, so it's gonna make us all want to go watch the movie again, but you're just saying a little more classic, not trendy.
Yeah, you know, it's again that classic, seamless kind of style with those really elegant, fun touches.
Okay, and that generation, it's like right up their alley, right?
Yes.
They remember.
Yes.
So that was probably their dream wedding when they saw it when they were young.
Absolutely.
Okay, the next one is so fun. You're calling it the foodification of decor.
Yes, so we're seeing a lot of food elements brought into, especially tablescapes. Think of things like artichokes, grapes, even fresh cut citrus displayed out on tables that bring in that extra texture and those true tones of those colors that you can only get with natural foods, which is really fun.
Ooh, yeah, and these aren't necessarily to eat, it's just decor.
Yeah, just decor. And you know what, we're even seeing some elements in bridal bouquets. There's little tiny berries that can be added or things like that that are bringing that fun, playful touch.
Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about with the tablescapes. It's like fresh.
Yes.
It seems fresh and new.
Yes, very fresh.
I like the artichokes.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite colors, so I really like that. I feel like drapery is something that was from long ago times, like the 80s.
Yeah.
But you're seeing drapery come back, but in a different way.
Definitely coming back. Again, it's for those brides that want that really romantic, ethereal type of vibe for their wedding. So think of soft drapery hanging from the ceilings, the sides of the walls, coming down and really hugging in a ceremony, especially with added candles. We see a lot of brides that just really go all out on drapery and candles. And again, it creates that really romantic, soft sort of ambiance.
Wow, and is it mostly you're seeing just kind of that creamy or white, or are people doing dramatic colors?
So far, we're seeing a lot of the creams and whites right now, yeah.
Wow, I think that seems like a lot to do, but that's where you come in, right?
Yep, we got it handled.
Okay, let's talk about red. That is something you don't see often in a wedding, which is kind of different.
Yes, and this might be my favorite trend. We're seeing pops of red throughout weddings, whether that's on linens, again in florals, bouquets, even a red lip or some of those little red details. And it's a fun way to play with a really bold color, but in a subtle sort of way. It's not overdone, it's just those fun little simple pops.
What are you seeing? Like if someone were to do pops of red, what are you seeing? Like what are their bridesmaids wearing? Is everything else very neutral?
Yeah, you know what, and it kind of depends. It can still be colorful, but just a little simple pop of red goes a long way.
And are these trends that we've talked about, do you feel like these are things we're seeing as we go into this season, or is this something you've kind of seen since the beginning of the year?
Yeah, you know what, we've started seeing just a little bit of it, and we expect much more to come.
What are you most excited about this wedding season?
Oh, you know what? We love just celebrating the love of our brides. I think that's always my favorite thing, is anytime we see brides come in, there's just so much love, and no matter what you choose for your trend or not so much a trend, it's just fun to celebrate that sort of occasion.
Well, these are fun to hear about. There's a lot of women in our realm who have daughters getting married, everybody thinking about this sort of thing.
Right.
And we mentioned you can help. You have a really beautiful venue.
Yes, we're 20 and Creek. We're located in Sandy, and we host events of all kinds, including corporate, baby showers, everything. Obviously, we love weddings. And if you're not hosting a wedding or event right now, we are doing spring photo sessions. So you can learn more about that on our website, 20andcreek.com.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to book a graduation one right
Yes,
now.
graduating seniors, families, there's so many occasions to take photos, and we have gorgeous gardens to take them in.
Okay, thanks, Melanie.